Alright, good afternoon everyone, it is me, MrOldMC here once again, and today we're playing on the NSG server, or Never Stop Gaming server. This is a private whitelisted server, so go talk to Game the Day Away if you're interested in joining. He is the owner of the server. He has all kinds of application videos and stuff on his channel, on his YouTube channel, so yeah, you could go check him out there. But today, however, I have a couple of things that I want to work on, such as getting the house a little bit more complete, and not having these little dirt frames here. That would be pretty nice if we could switch them out with stone, and in addition to that, maybe start putting some glass in the windows here. I'm not exactly sure if I should go with the clear glass, because I'm not exactly sure. It looks like there's a lot of little grid lines and everything, but like when you stain the glass, it looks a lot better. But I'm not too sure about that yet. But yeah. Alright, so I'm not exactly sure if I said this in the end of the last episode, or if I even did this at the end of last episode, but I basically changed the sword that we made last time from 11 out of 10 IGN to 3 out of 10 IGN, because quite honestly, Bane of Arthropods 4 is complete junk. Anyway, so I was doing a little bit of live streaming earlier, and I saw Looting 3 sword pop up in here for level 30 enchant, so I had to go with it. I get knocked back 2 and sharpness 4 on it, so I'm not exactly sure what to say about that. I mean, I can't complain. I really wanted sharpness 4, so maybe just use this for my main sword for a little while. I mean, I don't want to waste Looting 3, but then again, I completely wore down my work pick. In addition, I made my work pick into an efficiency 5 work pick instead of the efficiency 4, because I got another efficiency 4 book, so I used some levels on that, and I had this thing pretty much dead. 3 diamonds, 3 levels, so I definitely feel that, you know, when Mojang added the fact that you no longer have to take 30 levels, or like, you know, 40 levels to repair a tool or something, instead, you only have to do 1 or so to add things on and repair. I don't know, I thought that was a little, I don't know, I think they nerfed a little bit too far, but, you know, I mean, it's easy enough to, I guess, grind away for XP farms. I guess it's just kind of a way to simplify things, but I don't know. I just think it's a little interesting. Before we get the episode going here, I would like to say one last thing before we move on with the episode. One little advancement that we had in the stream. Mainly in the stream, I was doing a lot of grind work and stuff, so I was strip mining, and I got 4 blocks of diamonds, and then plus 7 diamonds, and I got all these tools for days. So, yeah, let's start working on the house here. Maybe, you know what, I'm going to open up the doors real fast here. Well, not only this main door, but we're going to open up the side doors. But I can't show you that. Okay, so I suppose that we can get started working here. So with my amazing Adjust Efficiency 4 shovel, we could really just rip right through the dirt here. So this is the first thing we're going to start off with, just kind of getting the outline / border of the windows done here, and then we'll move on to the room, or the back room here. Didn't even say what room, but we'll be building the back room, kind of the floor, making things look a little bit better in the back room, and then we'll take it from there. I have one more thing that we might try later in the episode, but we'll see how far we get. And we'll take it from there. So, yeah, and also, I appreciate all of your comments. Well, I haven't gotten as many as I liked, or would like to, but it's definitely a start, and, you know, very helpful. And one of the things was, one guy said in the comments that, you know, these 30-minute videos are great and all, but a lot of people, at least starting off for YouTube, like, they don't want to watch people who they, you know, haven't quite decided if they're going to invest a lot of their time and their life into that YouTuber yet. So it would be better if I just created 15 to 20-minute episodes. I'm going to probably lean more to the 20-minute mark on the episodes, but, you know, we'll see how many people like it, how many people are like, no, keep the 30-minute episodes and stuff like that. And probably eventually in the future and stuff like that, we will, you know, bring back the half-an-hour episodes and, do that. But I suppose maybe we could cut them down a little bit. I mean, it would definitely save me time for recording, not only in the sense of I don't have to work as hard. Well, I still will put as much effort as I can, but I won't have to record and worry about as much content. So it's like basically one less little project. But all that means is you could get the next episode out quicker. So I don't know, I just thought that was a little interesting. Anyway, I'm going to... You know what? Actually, I've done all the framing now. Let's move on to the windows. We'll figure out a nice window texture. Actually, I didn't do up here yet, but I haven't done around here yet, so I don't know. I don't know, man. This could appear to be a little bit of a problem here. Barely have a stack of sand, so maybe we should go out collecting some sand or something. So, yeah, I suppose let's go on a little bit of adventure, find a desert or something. Hopefully. I think we'll go off in a eastward direction this time. We've been that way and partially that way and that way, actually, but we haven't explored what's out here. Maybe we'll find some sheep. Maybe I should also take some wheat, too. Alright, so what I decided to do is, well, I found a desert, a little desert, and in addition to that, I mined out quite a bit, and I nearly killed my good diamond shovel. Eventually, I'm going to just use up this shovel, if you're wondering why I'm still keeping this one around. But, yeah, so this one, I pretty much ran the entire thing out, so luckily, I was doing a little bit of enchanting before this little segment here, and I finally just stumbled across an Unbreaking 3 book, and I popped that right on Bigger Than a Spoon. So, in addition to that, I went into Creative World, and I decided, even though I said that, I would probably look a bit too, like, grid pattern-like, if we just use the normal glass panes. But I decided, opposed to stain, but I decided, it doesn't look half bad, actually, with the actual just normal standard panes. And it kind of makes it pop, because I was trying different styles of panes, and if I were to go with a stained pane, I would have gone with, like, a white stained pane or something. Except the only thing with that is, with all this gray and everything, it really, really blends in. And that's the one problem with this build, is there's a lot of gray in it, and, there's textures to the blocks, but there's no real change in color, so that's what these windows kind of are here to do. And, you have the light coming inside. You can see the different colors from inside buildings and things like that. And, yeah. So, I'm going to do the big window last, because it's probably going to look the greatest. The only window that I'm a little unsure of what to do for is these front main 2 windows. Because originally, I was not anticipating that they would just be redstone. So I'm not sure if I should have those, like, maybe gray stained glass. But I have to decide that eventually, soon. But, this also, putting in these panes will kind of force me to not just jump through the windows. Because what I've been doing is I've just been running back and forth in between the windows instead of using my door. Because half the time I just close it. And then I'm like, well, I could just go through the window, and there's no panes there. I'll just go through. Don't have to worry about breaking any glass. But now I don't have that excuse. So now I actually have to not be lazy and open the door. So the way that this worked out is actually kind of funny. So this back window, I started laying it out before I had to go craft some more glass panes. And this is 8 blocks across. So quite literally, this takes a half a stack of panes just for this one window. So that's kind of crazy. I mean, it's only 12 actual glass blocks to make the panes, but I don't know, I just thought it was kind of cool that, it's an entire half a stack of glass for just one window. I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool. That kind of adds a little bit what I wasn't going for. It looks just a little bit too grid-like. And I know you could say, oh, well, you could just install Optifine and that would fix it. Although, I don't want to have to worry about, using Optifine or using texture packs on especially servers to make my builds look proper or good, because then the people who aren't using Optifine or texture packs or whatever, they won't have the same experience as I do. Actually, I have one quick idea that I could make it so it doesn't look as bad with the connections down there. So let me try that. Alright, so I think this is a pretty good idea. Here we go. So it's also going to add depth to the build, so this is also something good. So if we take out this row of wood blocks, like so, and we run back up here, and if we take wood stairs, since it's not an entire block, it will not connect. So therefore adding a bit of depth while not connecting. I think that's pretty cool. And actually, how does this look? If I make that corner bend, do I like that or that? That also adds a little bit of depth because there's this little corner. That's pretty cool. Well, so the windows I really got it for now. I don't want to put the panes in over here yet, because even though there's a very, very large desert over that way, which I didn't actually end up showing on camera, I don't want to waste glass. And also, since I don't believe in sand generators, or I haven't even seen any for Minecraft 1.9, so I don't even know if maybe they finally made all the 1.9 sand generators. Maybe they finally figured out all the bugs and quirks to them, and you can't use them anymore and build them. But yeah, I don't want to do up here yet because it's not exactly finalized and everything. But yeah, yet I put my bookcases for the enchantment bench so close to the wall, so if the wall needs to move, I just need to rip that entire thing out or something. But whatever, man. Let's move on to the next thing. I have a little idea that I may need to run past Game the Day Away or the owner of the server, which he is the owner of the server. I'm just saying that, yeah, two different ways to refer to him. Anyway, well, let's get to that project. Alright, so when I first originally joined, a lot of this wasn't actually here. That little hut was there, and this house was here. I really haven't shown too many updates on what's been going on this side of the map, because I've been so focused on my little area over there. But, so apparently I think this guy left or something, and, like, I don't want to tear up his house. Well, obviously it's pretty much already teared up, and it looks like somebody griefed it. I mean, I don't know if they're actually going for this effect that, like, they want kind of an abandoned house or whatnot. There's still a few good things left in here, and I would gladly just take gladly take this house for the resources, but that's just me. But I don't know. I think that's pretty interesting. Anyway, so when I originally joined the server, this was the only area that actually was built up besides this little spawn area, which, as you can see, more of that is being built. And I really didn't know. I didn't want to take up any plots over here because I did see a few signs that said, reserved area, and I didn't want to encroach on people's land. And also, I knew I was going to be building a decently large house, so I didn't want to really take up too much room. Now, what is this? Easter egg. Interesting. Cool. Easter was just yesterday, if you're wondering, for reference of some of the recordings, even though they were spread out over like 5 days. Anyway, so this side has a proper entrance and everything, but, I decided to build a house, out of the way and everything, and I figured that he was going to eventually, build a pathway or something back there. Well, he still hasn't, and I'd rather not deal with you. Oh, no. Yes, mate. Did you see that? That was pretty good. Anyway, so he has this area. I don't know if this is marked out or not, but this is the thing that I need to talk to Game the Day Away about. Can we pop open that little part of the little spawn area so we can actually start getting a pathway back here, so we can not only link up my house, but people can build like on this side of the land and stuff. This is what I've been mainly using for like to get over to this area. Just some lily pads, or I just jump across, either way. But what I think I'm going to do now is, even though I don't have the go-ahead to crack open this wall or whatever he wants to do, I do have pretty much reign over a lot of this land. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to shave it down to somewhere about here, maybe, and put it level to the land over here, so we could, maybe have someone build their house over here if any new members join fairly soon. And yeah, because like I don't want to just focus on what I care about on the server. I want to, or about my well-being. I want to care about others' well-beings, and I have a really really cool idea. If we set up like kind of like a little mini game area that like not with server commands or bucket plugins, because this is completely vanilla server, but I have a pretty good idea for a little game map thing that we can play. I think it'll be pretty cool, and also we can get several episodes out of it because it's going to take a very, very long time to build it, but I think in the end it will be completely worth it. Well, anyway, I'm going to get digging out here, especially with my Unbreaking 3 shovel now. I shouldn't, have to worry nearly as much as I was with the sand, because I mined out like a top layer of the desert, and it's like, wow, it just ate right through it. I mean, it was like, granted, it was like 64 stacks of sand, but still. Alright, anyway, I'm going to get to work and stop rambling. Alright, so progress report, looking pretty good. We're getting pretty far here. I got all of the dirt cleaned up here, and well, I think I'm going to actually mine out this layer of stone too, and actually replace all of this with dirt to kind of spread grass and everything to make it look a little bit kind of natural. Also, one of the main things that I need to kind of, figure out and combat with is the fact that there's this huge gaping hole here. I don't want to completely seal it up because it is a useful mining area, and I actually have my strip mine way just down there, and there's a staircase right down there. So I can't conceal this off completely, but I don't know. I'm going to think of something that I could do with this hole to maybe make it a little bit smaller and more concealed, but we'll figure it out first. But first of all, we need to continue removing the dirt. So, catch you in a little bit. Okay, well, that was the last of the island now. And I dug one block down, and now we're ready to start filling it in with dirt here. I haven't decided yet, I said that I was going to ask Game the Day Away for the permission to open up the little spawn area, and I don't know. He doesn't strike me as the type of guy that would get super aggravated if I did pop it open. I mean, it would only be like a few blocks, then I would break it. It would just be that little area there. So I don't know if he would get particularly mad, but I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to just, try to risk it and do it anyway, and just do it without his permission, or whether or not I'm going to wait for him to get on or something. What I think I'm going to do, however, though, is I think I'm just going to wait for him to get on, and I'm going to be in preparation for him to get on, so I don't even need to be online when he does this. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the pathway up to it, to where the, I'm assuming, door / opening would be, and then all he has to do is crack it open himself, and I don't have to worry about getting in trouble or anything. And, if he asks me to take down the pathway, I'm like, okay, cool story, bro. Living at 10 IGN. And yeah, so we'll take it from there. Alright, so I would consider this this project done, for now at least. Obviously, I will eventually potentially have to move my animals over a little bit, as you will be seeing in just a second here. The pathway goes quite literally, oh, there we are, Mr. Block, right through the sheep pen, which luckily it's just the sheep pen, it's not the cow pen, just barely missing them. But I don't even know if we're going to really need to extend this at all. Maybe someday, hopefully someday actually, because I hope the server becomes a little bit bigger and a little bit more active. But, gotta start somewhere, and that's what I always am saying, and especially about my YouTube channel. Gotta start somewhere, and, yeah, so here's the pathway. It's done, and yeah. And take a look at that. I noticed this while building. It's a little smiley face. So I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, so I would consider this project done. And we just need to wait for his go to open it up to the main area now. And so we could finally connect this side of the town to my side of the town. But once again, as I said, I refuse to break any blocks because, you know, I don't want to get it banned. So in the interest of keeping this episode a little bit shorter than the previous ones, because, well, that's what you wanted. You know, I saw in the comments, you're like, we'll make it a little bit shorter, at least, to start off, so people don't get deterred by half-hour videos from people that don't even, know if they want to invest their life into. So, I completely get that, and I am, abiding by what they want, and, that's perfectly fine with me. But, yeah, so, hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was a lot of grind work. I'm going to say, had a lot of excavating to do in this episode, got some windows done in this episode, rambled on for a while in this episode, although that's what I do a lot in my NSG episodes. That's what I do a lot in all of my episodes, and that's what I'm going to do for this outro. I can be extremely rambly if I want to, but I'm going to, in the interest of trying to keep this a little bit shorter, going to try to keep it a little, keep it short, keep it concise and everything. So, yeah, we got this nice view now. It looks pretty amazing, gotta say. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you have liked the video, please leave a rating. Take half a second to leave a rating there. And I have Twitch. I do stream on weekends and stuff, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, granted, I will not be streaming that entire time. You could catch me anywhere between that time, so you could go over there, follow me, and then you'll get little notifications on your phone or email or whatever your preferred source of being notified of things is. So you could go over there and figure that out. And I also have Twitter. You could go check me out there. I post random kind of little pictures, and you could see when videos are uploaded and stuff, because we all know how amazing the YouTube subscriber recommended subscription feed box is. And lastly, if you would like to, it's not required, but you can donate to me to help support me so I could get a better processor, because a dual-core AMD chip that's like 7 years old is not fun to edit on, especially with Sony Movie Studio 12, because it's advanced and it needs a lot of cores. Well, anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of NSG.